It is 8 p.m. and here are our top stories. Curbing violence on East Colfax.
We have a lot of street robberies. We have a lot of burglaries. It's just kind of rampant right now.
The city of Aurora tapping $500,000 in COVID-19 relief funds to bolster public safety.
We have to just kind of protect what our own.
Plus, a game changer for fire season.
This helicopter can be used for initial attack, where it can take firefighters out, drop them off, and start creating the fire line.
With more wildfires burning across our state, a new firefighting powerhouse will help speed up the response.
A helicopter can be up in the air in a matter of moments once it's filled with firefighters and water.
And one Jefferson County neighborhood stressing over excessive noise from nearby planes.
When it's every 5 minutes, that becomes disruptive.
Now a new ruling is opening up the potential for lawsuits as homeowners try to clear the air.
We want to see more controls and limitations on the amount of traffic that comes over this neighborhood.
Good evening and thank you for watching Denver 7 News on Local 3. I am Danny New. Now this may surprise you, but the Biden administration is calling on state and local governments to use COVID-19 relief funds to bolster public safety. During an address Friday afternoon, the president urged officials to use the next wave of funding to curb violence in communities nationwide. And here in Colorado, the city of Aurora is game for that. They are offering $500,000 in grants for businesses along East Colfax to make security improvements. Denver 7 CB Cotton spoke with store owners who plan to take the city up on that offer.
Danny, the city of Aurora will be using $3 million it received from the American Rescue Plan Act to improve safety across the entire city. And they're doing this by creating a grant program that business owners can apply for. They'll also be taking $500,000 of these funds and giving them specifically to store owners in a portion of East Colfax. Right now, the money earmarked for East Colfax will go to businesses in the form of $10,000 grants. The store owners can use the money to buy surveillance cameras, new lighting, hire a security guard, really whatever they need to do to feel safer. We spoke with several stores who tell us they welcome this help. Take Sarah Urkis, for example. She owns the Bong Shop, and she says back in late February, someone broke in with a crowbar and stole a little more than $2,000 from her store. She's hoping to apply for the program and install new cameras.
It's happening here also. They might not be hitting up Cartier, and taking hundreds and thousands, but the Walmarts and the Walgreens and the small businesses, we're all trying to pay our bills too, and all this is affecting, it's all rolling downhill. It's affecting us all.
And this funding comes at a crucial time because according to crime data from Aurora Police, for the first quarter of this year, property crimes in District 1, which is where East Colfax is located, those crimes are up by about 8%. We're going to go more into this coming up on Denver 7 News at 10. For Denver 7 News on Local 3, I'm CB Cotton.
Thank you, CB. Now, everyone, I know you don't want to hear this, but COVID cases are rising once again in Colorado, though state officials admit it is a slow rise. The State Department of Health says that there is a potential for 500 people to be hospitalized with COVID by mid-next month, which is due to a new Omicron subvariant. In fact, Denver, Boulder, and Mineral counties are now on the yellow level on the CDC's COVID-19 data tracker. You can see there. The CDC says in that level, those at high risk of infection should wear a mask in public settings. And then statewide, more than 1,800 new cases of COVID were reported just today. Right now, on denverchannel.com, we have a breakdown of what level yellow means and how you can better protect yourself. Now, at this point, fire season is really all year long in Colorado. However, heading into the hottest parts of the season, the state is preparing to welcome a new firefighting tool into its arsenal. Here's Denver 7's Bayan Wang with more.
This is a newly manufactured S70M from Sikorsky.
And it's Colorado's first, arriving just this week.
It's basically a Blackhawk.
More specifically,
this is a Firehawk. This is a helicopter that was purchased by the state of Colorado to turn it into a firefighting helicopter.
But the $24 million product isn't anything like what fire officials currently put in the sky.
You can see in the background the extensive amount of work that's undergone in these projects.
It's equipped with a 1,000-gallon tank which can be filled under 60 seconds and can travel more than 170 miles per hour.
At the same time, they'll also be able to transport up to 12 fire crew members out to the fire with their equipment, as well as being able to operate at night.
Geared to fight fires longer and faster.
Not only firefighting, but also being able to do search and rescue and emergency medical transportation.
Acquiring the Firehawk has been a process. Lawmakers passing a bill last year to purchase one from United Rotorcraft. By December, its construction will be complete before the Firehawk is handed over to the Colorado Department of Public Safety for training. That month would mark the first anniversary of the Marshall Fire.
With the Boulder fire and things here recently, right? This helicopter could have been airborne and been an initial attack straight away, quickly.
And in February, the Firehawk will be. Bayan Wang, Denver 7.
Thank you, Bayan. And last year, Governor Polis signed 2 pieces of legislation to bring other kinds of wildfire fighting aircrafts to our state. They include a state contracted large air tanker and then a state contracted Type 1 helicopter, which is the largest kind of wildfire combating chopper. All right, so let's give you an update on the status of that fire burning in Teller County. This is video Air Tracker 7 got Thursday evening on what they are calling the High Park fire. 931 acres are burning, and this fire is currently 0% contained. This is just west of Cripple Creek, and in total 42 homes have been evacuated so far. Devin Stone has lived in that area for 2 years and had to evacuate herself and her 30 horses.
I started loading horses and phone calls started coming in, and people in the area started bringing horses and trailers, and so we started loading up, and I just started sending horses off wherever I could. It's really scary, you know. We still have, we've put a lot of work into the property that we got down there.
As of this morning, no structures have been lost, and for those who are nearby, there is an evacuation center at Cripple Creek High School. And a woman found dead in the fire that burned several homes at the Skylark Mobile Home Park in El Paso County. Officials have not identified the victim, and the cause of that fire is still under investigation. The mother of Jeudy's 1-month-old child has asked Arapahoe County judge to dismiss the case against him. The Broncos wide receiver was arrested yesterday for putting the woman's wallet, baby formula, and medical paperwork in his car and then locking it. She says she did not feel threatened by Jeudy and just wanted deputies to monitor the situation. There was never any physical contact. Jeudy was arrested for second-degree criminal tampering with a domestic violence enhancer. Today, Broncos head coach Nathaniel Hackett said he met with Jeudy after he was released from jail, and he says that they are ready to move forward.
We'll, look into all that kind of stuff and make sure we do all the right stuff. We're here to support him and move on from this and get ready to get better on Monday.
Jeudy was released on a personal recognizance bond and is set to appear in court again on May 31st. The plane crash near Rocky Mountain Metropolitan Airport this week was just the latest example for why residents in the area are concerned. For years, they have been complaining about an increase in air traffic noise and air pollution, and a recent ruling from a judge in Colorado has actually opened the potential for lawsuits from those homeowners. Denver 7's Rob Harris talked to residents who say that they are just fed up.
It is literally loud enough to impact the ability to have a conversation in my house. And they fly over, it can be every few minutes. There you go.
Rachel Stanton and her family moved to the Rock Creek neighborhood in Superior 5 years ago. She says they were ready to deal with some noise from the nearby Rocky Mountain Metropolitan Airport.
We all, understood that when we moved here, and it's not that anyone wants to totally eliminate all of that, but we want to see more controls and limitations on the amount of traffic that comes over this neighborhood. But the bigger issue is I'm concerned about the risk, the safety risk of having airplanes, small planes by people in training coming over our homes and business.
Stanton says the amount of noise and disruption has her second guessing the home she chose. And she's not alone.
I just said, there's only one thing we can do, and that's to change our location.
Mark Ricketson lived in the Boulder area for 20 years, but in 2020, he said he'd reached his limit.
I got to the point where I said, you know what, nobody's listening. I was noticing constant, go for a walk, and there would be just a constant drone of aircraft over your head.
The airport here has been open since 1960, but residents say the air traffic from it has greatly increased, especially in the last few years. And that's amid a nationwide shortage of pilots. Training new pilots has led to a huge increase in air traffic in the area, often including several loops around neighborhoods, as these flight diagrams show.
If it was occasional, not a problem. When it's every 5 minutes, that becomes disruptive.
A Boulder County District Court judge recently ruled in favor of the Rock Creek Master Homeowners Association, which is sued over noise violations. The ruling opens the door for individual homeowners to now sue as well. Jefferson County has appealed the ruling, as has the HOA, wanting the judge to go further and include more homes.
On a day like this, I would want to have my windows open, and it's hard to have my windows open on a beautiful spring day because there's continuous airplane noise.
For Denver 7, I'm Rob Harris.
Thank you, Rob. And Denver 7 reached out to the Rocky Mountain Metropolitan Airport and Jefferson County for comment, but we did not hear back.
Mid-70s today, 80s for the weekend, and there's also a chance of rain in the extended forecast.
Fighting to keep a beloved educator in the classroom.
I'm not the first, nor will I be the last brown and black teacher to be let go by this district.
We genuinely need teachers that look like us.
Denver students rallying as the district decides to let their teacher go.
He genuinely keeps the community alive.
Bring Mr. Hernandez back.
And a glamorous condo hitting the market, serving vintage vibes in the heart of the metro.
I like classic, I like history, I like things that have a little bit of meat to them.